Twisting side to side. Nice and relaxed. Make sure you're turning your hips. You're turning your toes. Toes, right? You're gonna all loosen up. And you're getting your body and spine twisted, right? We have like about 12 board games stacked under the computer so it can be tall enough so you can see me. Because I'm so tall, it's hard for me to fit in the frame, you know? It's usually what happens to me. It's common occurrence. People are like, oh my gosh, you're so tall. And I say, yeah, I do Pilates. I'm about reaching 6 foot now. You're gonna go one more to each side, then we're gonna do forward circles. So just loosen up those shoulders. They don't have to be very big. I like my arms to be low. I'm not gonna do crazy arms, you know. My arms are kind of tired from the other upper body workout I did this week. Now you're gonna reverse them. Right, this is where my shoulders start to crunch. That's just what I do. Crunchy shoulder syndrome is what they call that. It's a thing, Google it. 4 out of 5 people have it. Then you're gonna bring your arms together, come wide, squeeze your shoulder blades. So when you squeeze those shoulder blades, hold it for about a second, right? We wanna wake up those posture motions. We're gonna be doing some rowing and growing, right? Because it improves your posture, so you grow. That's where I need a laugh track. See, that's why he's here. Right, so really squeezing those shoulder blades. As you squeeze those shoulder blades, make sure your chest is kind of slightly pushing forward. It should burn a little bit. Isn't it crazy that it can burn that way? It is. We got 2 more. Right, posture pros here. Okay, so now we're just doing a high knee motion. Doesn't have to be fast, just to get your hip flexors and legs moving. So you could grab under your leg if you want to. I'm not going to. You're more than welcome to, though. Right? I won't stop you. So try to at least get your knee to your waistline. That's your goal, right? If it doesn't hit your waistline, I'm gonna know. I know everything. I don't know what he's looking at. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's trying to read my workout. I gotta start my watch. I forgot to. That's okay. You don't need a stopwatch for warm up. We're gonna go about 5 more seconds here. Good thing I started my watch. And then we're going to do our butt kicks. So butt kicks, I always like to get my arms involved, right? You got to keep them loose. So try to keep your shoulders relaxed. Don't feel like you have to force your arms back, right? It's not an exercise. It's just to keep you loose, right? And sometimes if you don't move your arms, when you move your legs, you kind of look awkward, you know? You don't want to be awkward. So we got about 15 more seconds here. We're gonna burn you up good today. It's gonna be a good one. You know how I know it's gonna be good? I wrote this like 20 minutes ago, so that's a good sign for you. My procrastination workouts are usually my worst. So, and worst, I mean very hard. So we got 1 more each leg, and then you're gonna go into a skater squat. So you're gonna kind of bring your hips back. You're just going side to side, kind of stretching out those hips, stretching out the knees. And just kind of doing what feels good. Because we will be doing a few side lunges today. Maybe. I don't know. You never know. Right? So just going side to side. Keep your hips pressed back. Loosening up those legs. We got 10 seconds. And then we'll go to our next move of warm up. We're still warming up. Don't you worry. I'll give you a nice warm up today. You'll feel good. You'll be ready to conquer the day. So 1 more to each side. And you're gonna come up nice and easy, and we're gonna go into calf raises. So we're just going up on our tiptoes and back, right? If you wanna move your arms around, I don't care. Whatever feels good to you. You could have them on your hips, like Superman, right? You could have your arms in the air. I don't know. Yeah, see what happens. Like a fist pump. Oh, yeah. I know, that's what I usually do, yeah. So every time you're going up to squeeze those calves, we're getting those ankles ready today for balance moves, because we're going to do that too. And then now you're going to go into prances. So you're going to bend one knee, that other heel drops. You're going to push and switch. So it looks like you're running in place, right? So it's almost like a cool dance move even. You're like, ha, ha, ha. Or, you know, you could like stand by a window, do this, and like pump your arms really fast, and people will be like, oh my gosh, are you on a treadmill? And you'll be like, yes, I am, right? See? So we got about 20 seconds left like this. So taking your time, just stretching out those ankles and calves, trying to make sure we can get any cramping out of the way. Right? If you're cramping up, that means you didn't drink enough water. Got 10 seconds. I think this kind of feels good. You can do this while you brush your teeth, probably. But one more to each leg. Then we're just going to stand up nice and tall. You're just going to kick your leg out and back, right? So focusing on your posture. Don't worry about how far your leg goes, right? It can be a small motion, even if you needed to just tap to the side and come back. That's an option too, right? So just come wide and back, wide and back, wide and back. And if you fall over, we add time. How much time? I don't know. Until I get sick of the move, I guess. Right, so we got about 5 more here. Here's 1. Here's 2. Here's 3. Here's 4. Here's 5. Right leg down, other side, going wide and back. So stand tall, right? My obliques are a little bit sore today. Ooh, I can feel them. Right, I'm throwing your Friday off. We're not doing Friday all core, non-stop core. We'll use your core, but weights and shoes are more fun, right? I think so. Sometimes. Just so you guys can watch me sweat more, I think. So we got 5 more here. Here's 1. Here's 2. Here's 3. Here's 4. Here's 5. So we have 1 more warm-up move here. We're going to do our hip hinge, right, or your good morning motion. So your knees are going to be slightly bent. You're going to press your hips back. You can either have your hands behind your head or just reach your fingertips just past your knees, and then you're going to come back up, right? So you're hinging down and back. So remember, it's not a squat. You should feel this in the backs of your legs, right? Right in those hamstrings, okay? And only go down as far as you feel you can. If you look slightly straight ahead as you go down, it's going to help you keep that back nice and flat. You want to act like you're going to touch your hips to the wall behind you, right? You know, if you do touch your hips to the wall behind you, that's pretty impressive, unless you're right next to the wall. Okay, so we're going to do about 3 more here, taking your time, and then we're going to get started with our dumbbells. Okay, 2 more here. And it feels kind of nice, you know. Last one, you can relax, and we're going to grab our weights. So 2 dumbbells. If at any point 2 feels like too much, you could use just 1. So I am going to show you both the moves that we're going to do, okay, and then we'll get started. So don't start yet. So with your right leg, you're going to step to the side. You're going to do 4 rows. So 2, 3, 4. You're going to come back. Okay, so that's all you're going to do. Side lunge, you'll have 4 rows, and then back. If the lunge doesn't feel good to you, you're going to do a hip hinge in 4 rows, right? So I'm going to do the hip hinge. Chris is going to do the side lunge. Ready? And go. So you're going to come down. You're going to go 4 rows. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. You stand back up, right? You're coming down. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4. You're going to come right back up. Coming down. 1, 2, 3, 4. You're back up. Coming down. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Coming back up. We're going to do 1 more. Right, coming down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Coming back. And now we're just going to focus on our right leg and both arms. So your right leg's going to come up. You're going to curl, press. Your weights come down. Your leg comes down. Right, so we're up, curl, press, back, down. So if you needed to modify, you would have that right foot is going to stay down. You're just going to be on your tiptoes, right? So you don't have to have that foot off the ground. You're still focusing most of your weight in that left side, and that's okay. Okay, so we're going to do 1 more here. So this is the last one. You're coming down, relax. Now you're going to do a combo. Okay, so if you're doing that side lunge, you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. You're going to come back, curl, press, back, down, and repeat. If you're doing it with me, you're in the hip hinge. Okay, so we're just combining those 2 moves. Ready? And go. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4. You'll come up, curl, press, come back down, right? And you can go into that side lunge or hip hinge, okay? So go at your own pace, right? Don't feel like you have to keep up with me. Don't feel like you have to keep up with Chris. Don't watch me fall over. Okay, make sure that you're keeping the weight back in your heels on either exercise, right? You're pressing your hips back, right? Take your time, modify as you go, as you need to, right? So I'm not doing the side lunge. So if it hurts your knee to do the side lunge, just do that hip hinge like I'm doing, right? If you feel like the side lunge works for you, you better be doing it. Otherwise, I'm gonna know. Okay, so keep on rolling through. The good news is that you have 2 legs. So we'll get to do this again. Okay, you're doing a great job here. You're gonna do 1 more set, then you're gonna relax. Okay, so 1 more set. So you'll do your 4 rows into that curl to press. Then you're gonna relax. Take a deep breath. And when you know it, we're going to our other side. Okay, so other side, we're just gonna do the lunge with the 4 rows and back, nothing else. Go for it. So you would lunge, 1, 2, 3, 4, come back, right? You would lunge, 1, 2, 3, 4, come back. Or you're doing the hip hinge with it. Either way, you're going 1, 2, 3, 4, and then back, okay? So same thing, keep at your own pace, right? Keep moving through. And don't worry if you aren't keeping up with me or with Chris, right? You've got to go at a pace that feels good to you. Okay, we got 1 more like this. So you can finish up the one you're on, or you can go 1 more if you want. Okay, and then you're gonna stand up tall. And we're focusing on our left leg with that curl and press. So left leg will come up when you curl, press, your arms come down, leg comes down. Curl, press, arms come down, leg comes down. Right, so remember, if you need to modify it, keep those left toes just slightly on the ground, focusing on your curl and your press here, okay? Nice and controlled motions, right? Taking your time. You got about 10 seconds, so we're gonna do 2 more, okay? So here's 1, coming down, down. Here's 2, coming down, down. Now we're gonna go into that combo, ready? So you side lunge, 1, 2, 3, 4, come back, curl, press, coming down, down. I'll show you that one again, coming down. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, coming back, you curl, press, back, down, right? So keep on going, right? If you modify, you're in that hip hinge, you're still doing 4 rows, right? You come up, don't tip over, curl, press, and back, and just keep repeating, okay? So we're doing this move for a minute, so your arms should be pretty darn tired, right? But you're still gonna be working through it, so take your time, right? You've got plenty of time to get this move in, okay? So don't feel like you have to rush. If you need a breather, of course you can take it, right? Take your time, moving through. We've got 15 seconds left, then you get a little bit of a breather, okay? Right, so keep on moving, right? And you're gonna do 1 more set, right? No matter where you're at, you got 1 more. Okay, do it at whatever pace feels good to you. And after you do that last one, you can set your weights down for a second, shake out your hands, grab a sip of water, and then we're gonna get started with this next move. Okay, now that we're warmed up. So for your next move, you need 1 dumbbell. I'm gonna show you our variations that we have. So we're gonna be giving you a side profile of this. So option number 1, if you can, you're gonna have the weight by your chest. You're gonna step forward with your right leg. You're gonna lunge down. You would set your weight down. You'll come back up. You'll come back. You'll grab your weight, right? If that feels like it's too deep for you, you could just lunge, bring the weight to your knee, and come back, right? Or if you don't even want to lunge, you're gonna step forward and then back. So a few variations. So stepping with our right leg, Chris is gonna let the weight come all the way down, right? but I'll walk us through all of them. Okay, ready? So you're gonna step with your right leg. You're gonna lunge down if you can. You're gonna set your weight down. You'll leave it. You would come back, and then when you come back down, you'll grab your weight, right? Or you're just gonna bring it to your right knee, right? And go right there and come back. If the lunge is a no-go, that's fine. You're gonna practice bending that front knee, right? Like you're stepping forward, power off that leg, okay? So a lot of variations here. Don't feel like you have to do that lunge, right? Focus on your right leg more than anything, okay? Remember, you can do any variation of it. If you're going all the way to the floor, it's gonna be the hardest, right? But that doesn't mean you have to do that one, right? I'm just gonna pick on Chris today, right? Lucky for you. Okay, so we're gonna do 2 more, okay? So we got 1, right? We're gonna do 2, okay? And then we're gonna come back. So we're still focusing on our right leg. You're gonna hold your weight down. You've got a single leg deadlift. So as you come back, or you come down, you wanna have your left leg come up if you can. You'll stand right back up, okay? So slight bend and that right knee and back. If you're modifying, just tap that left foot back, right hip hinge, come back up. Okay, so make sure you're going slow, look slightly straight ahead, right? Try to look at least 6 inches ahead, right? And only go down as far as you feel you can, right? So your weight could just come past your knee, right, to your knee. It doesn't have to be a huge motion, okay? So don't be overcomplicating it. Okay, you're doing a great job. You got about 10 seconds, so let's do 2 more. Right, here's 1. You're gonna come back. Here's 2. You're gonna come back, you're gonna relax. Well, guess what? We're comboing, so a little bit complicated here. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna do your lunge. Okay, so if you get rid of the weight and you put it down, you're gonna step back, but then when you grab it, you're gonna go in to your deadlift and back. Okay, so here's the variation if you don't let go of your dumbbell, right? I'm complicating stuff today. So you would come down, you bring the weight to your leg, you would come back, and then you would go into your hip hinge. Okay, so you won't let go of it. I'll walk us through it. Ready? And go. So you're gonna step, you can bring your weight down or to the floor, right? You would come back, and then you'd go into your hip hinge, right? If you leave your weight, you get 2 lunges in with it, okay? So no matter how you're doing this, you'll do the first move, and then you would go in to that hip hinge, right? So you're either stepping and lunging with it and coming back, and then you'll go into that hip hinge, or you can let go of that weight and get a little extra in. Okay, so you step, you'll come back, and you go into that hip hinge, okay? So you're alternating between those 2 moves, and you want to go at a speed that feels good to you, right? So you don't have to go at a super quick pace. Remember, you don't have to do a full lunge. It can just be a step forward with your right leg and back, and then into that hip hinge, okay? And when you do your hip hinge, you, of course, can have that left toe down to help you with the balance of it, okay? We got 20 seconds here, okay? Taking your time. Lots going on here, lots of body movements, right? You're thinking, what's wrong with her? She have too much coffee today? Maybe. Okay, you got 1 more full unit. Just go right through. So you'll lunge, right, come here, you'll come back, you'll go into a deadlift, come back, you're gonna relax. Okay, guess what? Other leg. So we're starting with our lunge drop off. So left leg steps forward. That's all we're focusing on, is bringing the weight down and back, right? So just stepping forward if you want, and back, right, like this. If you want to advance it, you're turning it more into a lunge, and back, right? And if you want to advance it more, you can do what Chris is doing, where you leave the weight and come back, okay? So you have a lot of options here. So do what you need to do. All of the options are equally challenging, right? I promise. I won't make it too easy on you. Okay, we got 15 seconds until we go in to our single leg deadlift. Okay, you're doing a great job. We're almost there. Do 1 more. Then you're gonna relax. Okay, so finding your focal point, left leg is staying down, we're holding our weight down. You're gonna do your hip hinge, right leg kicks back. You're gonna come back up, okay? So step your right toe back if you need to. Remember, your weight doesn't have to go down very far. You wanna keep it in a range of motion that you can maintain, okay? So nice and controlled. And make sure you're breathing. You can watch me fall over if you need a break. Okay, and taking your time. That's the hardest part. When you switch sides, you're gonna notice one leg stronger than the other. My left side is my balancing side, or so it should be. Okay, we got about 10 seconds. So taking your time. Let's do 2 more. Okay, so here's 1. You're coming back. Here's 2. You're coming back. And we're getting ready to combo. Right, so we're going to be alternating between those 2 moves. We ready? So holding the weight by your chest, you can either go a step forward with the left and lunge, or bring it down. You'll come back up, and then you go into that hip hinge. Right? If you're wanting to make it more advanced, you'll be dropping the weight off like Chris is. Okay, so do what you need to do. Remember, you do not have to do the left lunge. Right? It can just be a step forward, a step back. You go into that hip hinge. Okay, so ease your way into it, right? One leg is going to be a lot better than the other. And that's just normal, right? You're not a robot, so nobody's going to have 2 perfect sides. I haven't seen it happen yet, except for I'm pretty darn close, obviously. Okay, so taking your time, right? Just going through each motion. So I'm still showing you the modifier, right? I am not lunging. Even if you don't lunge, you're still getting a heck of a good workout, okay? So don't build it in your head like, oh, I can't advance it. No, that's negative time. You don't have to advance Pilates to make it hard, okay? Do what you need to do to keep moving. That's it. That's the only important thing you have to do. Move. And you're doing it, right? So we got about 15 seconds. Okay, taking your time. Right, let's do 1 more. Okay, so we'll step. You'll go into that step motion, you'll come back. We'll go into our hip hinge. You'll come back. You're gonna relax. Set your weight down, grab some water. So now that our legs are nice and tired, we're gonna finish with some balance. So on this, we're gonna keep our left leg stationary. Okay, there you can see. You're gonna have your right leg back. So with this, you wanna have your left knee bent. You're gonna slightly hinge forward. We're focusing on raising and lowering our right leg. Your goal is to keep that right leg as straight as you can. So if you needed to have a wall or a chair to help you, you can. It's up to you. Okay, so left knee's forward, right leg is back. We ready? Sure are. So we're raising and lowering, right? So the more you can put weight into that left leg, right, the more you're gonna lift that right leg up. It looks like Chris is kicking me, but he's not. I'd kick him over if he was. Trust me. And remember, you could use a chair, you could use a wall. Just because you're using something doesn't make this less effective. Okay, but you want to control that leg on the way down. Right? Woo, I'm getting sweaty today. But a great job. Keep on moving. So your next motion, if you can, you're going to keep your right leg out straight, and you're going to do a tick-tock motion. So like a clock, you're going to tick and tick. So you tap the floor, lift, tap the floor, lift, tap the floor, lift, tap the floor, lift. So you're still leaning into that left leg. You're trying to just gently tap that right toe, right? So imagine you're kind of a clock. You're going tick, tap, right? We're going tick, tap. You've got 15 seconds. Tick, tap, right? That's all you got to say, and you'll get the exercise, okay? So you're doing a great job. In 10 seconds, we're going to do an isometric hold, right? Taking your time, go 1 more to each side. Okay, so now have your right leg out straight behind your toes on the ground. Most of your weight in that left leg. If you can, right leg is going to come up off the ground. You're going to hold. Okay, if not, have that right toe just gently on the floor. Keeping your core tight. Keep breathing. You have 15 seconds to go. Hold on to this movement. 10 seconds. Right? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Oh, Lord. There's that left side. Okay. Woo. Okay. So right leg is down. We're bending that knee. Left leg's behind. We're just raising and lowering. Right? So this is the last thing we have today, if that makes you happy. It makes me happy. Right? My left leg didn't want to move there. So remember, try to keep that leg as straight as you can. Control that left leg on the way down. Right? It's going to be tired, and that's okay. Okay? So if you needed a wall, you need a chair, whatever, if it hurts your knee, you could be more upright, right? Do what you need to do there. We got 5 seconds until we tick-tock. Not like the app. I'm not that hip. Okay, so you're going to keep that leg up. You're going to go to the side. You'll tap, lift, and tap, right? Tap, lift, and tap. If you want to get your arms involved, you can, right? Sometimes those arms help with balance, right? Your arms are more than just decorations, right? You're not just like, look at these biceps. I do Pilates. So try and focus all of your energy and weight in that right leg, right? That right leg should be burning, right? And you shouldn't like this. If you like this move, something might be wrong with you. We need to do a check on you. Okay, you're doing a great job. You got 10 seconds until we hold, right? Make sure you've got that focal point. One more tick-tock. Okay, keep that left toe behind you. Right leg is bent. You could stay here or lift that left leg up. When you're holding, you're breathing. Find your focal point. Make sure it doesn't move. Try to see how low and much you can lean into that right leg. 15 seconds left of your whole workout today. Keep breathing. 10 seconds. Hold on to it. We're almost there. You've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Oh, there goes my glute. We're done. Unless you guys want to repeat that. I don't want to.